drag and drop your OBJ model into the Cinema. We will use default preset. Cinema 4D will create model material and also in object section hierarchy of our model. Let's to make little bit space to see it complete. Here is model material, but this material is not working correctly with Redshift material, so we have to create Redshift material. And now we need to replace default material with our Redshift material. Press Alt key and drag our Redshift material over the default material. Now you can see icon for replacement and you can drop our Redshift material and all is done. Just don't forget that this operation working only if you hold Alt key. Now we can clone our material, classic operation Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. Double click on name of material and you can rename it as you need. And never keep materials with the same name. Select material which you would like to edit, click on Edit Shader Graph, and now we can change parameters of our selected material. So now if I would like to get access to different material, I just need to select different material. Let's to change color here as well. And now we have two materials with different colors. Now I would like to apply my dark material. So first in 3D viewport I will select which part. And now I can see it's unit body 001. Drag darker material and drop over old material to replace it. And as you can see, unit body now using our darker material. And as next step, we will edit pivot of our model group. Switch to multi-view and activate edit pivot. Now we can move with our pivot on correct position. And if your pivot is not matching Cinema 4D coordination, as example, y-axis of your model is not matching y-axis of Cinema 4D world coordination, you need to rotate with them as well. But in this case, all working correctly, so we can deactivate edit pivot now. And we are ready to scale our object manually, but first we have to be sure what is size of our model, because closer you are to real world scale, you will get more physically accurate results. And very often you will import model which have 20 centimeters, but his real world scale is 2 meters. So be sure that you are keeping correct scale of your models. As you can see, null size is 0. So instead null, always select part of your model which you know his correct scale. And now we can read size of our unit body. And immediately we can see that size X and Y is not big enough and we need around 2 times bigger scale. And be able to scale all parts of the model together, you need to select null and go to size coordination section and change from size to scale. We said we need our model 2 times bigger, so X, Y, Z will be 2 times bigger. Now we need to apply our new values. And as you can see, we have 2 times bigger model. So you get idea how it works. If you will need 3.5 bigger size, you will use for all 3 coordination 3.5. Or if you will need 2 times smaller size, you will use value 0.5 for all 3 coordination. To be sure what is his size now, again select the unit body, switch from scale to size, and now you can see new unit body size. Let's to have a look on second example. Again you can choose preset of import, we will stay with default. All is the same as before, so we can have a look on our model hierarchy. We need to create new Redshift material. Replace default material by Redshift material. Copy paste to create 3 more materials. Don't forget to rename your materials. As I said, if all your materials will have name RS material, you will be very confused what you are using, so always keep naming correctly. Now we can edit colors of our materials. And now we can apply different materials on different parts of our model. Inside 3D viewport, select model where you would like to apply your material. And selected model we can see in model section highlighted by yellow. Drag and drop your material inside 3D viewport on selected object. And as you can see on pantograph object, now we have two different materials. But in this case, there is no reason to use both of them because we are not using any transparency or material selections. So we have to delete material which we don't want to use anymore. Our second option how to apply material is again select your model. It's highlighted in model section as well. And directly drag and drop over the old material and the replacement is done. You can also apply your material directly without selections. That's the reason why it's always good to have good naming. But if you don't want drag and drop every single material on every single part of your object, you can easily make multi-selection. You just need to press Shift key and click on parts of your models. And what is part of this selection we can see in our model section. So now we have highlighted more than one part. Drag and drop your material into the selection, and as you can see, our material has been added to both parts of our selection. So again, we can delete our old material. And now I will show you magic. Select with Shift key all parts of your model, except the null. And as you can see, we have pivot in different position than is center of our model. Go back on our selection, use the right mouse button and use Connect Object and Delete. And as you can see, this operation corrected our pivot and all parts of our 3D model have been merged into the one piece. So now you get an idea why it was so important to apply different kind of materials on separated parts, because after merge you are not able to do it anymore. Always prepare first basic materials which you would like to use for your separated parts, and after merge you will automatically get selections for them. So later you can play with material parameters to get exactly results as you need. And now we are ready to change our model scale exactly as I showed you before. But we do not need to use null for this operation anymore. And again, we will make our model 2 times bigger. And as example before, we will switch from scale to size, and we are able to read new model size now.